Good afternoon, Mark Berlin with Southern California Fly Fishing Expeditions. Today's going to be a really treat for you. What I'm going to do is do a aquatic entomology session here on the in the Santa Ana watershed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at what aquatic insects the trout eat, what their diet consists of. Most trout eat probably about 90% of what trout eat is subsurface, meaning under the water. So what we're going to do is we're just using a net and kind of a seine that I attached to it. This is actually a cool net. It was my grandfather's. I never met him. He was a huge fisherman in Michigan. So what I did is I just kept the net and then I just attached this. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to find some stoneflies. They're really large, and the thing about the golden stoneflies is they need oxygenated water. So they're going to need to be in a really coldest water, tumbly water. So we have a couple friends. We've got some friends today. We've got a pair, actually a couple, some ducks right here on the Santa Ana River. So we are trying to see some insects. Take a look up. So the important thing is the trout here in Southern California in these backcountry rivers and streams is they're very opportunistic, meaning they'll eat whatever they have a chance to get. And the water levels vary from year to year. We have drought years, so these trout are competing with other trout to survive. So this exercise is really just to look at what the trout do eat, but in regards to what you're going to use, in regards to flies, lots of different fly patterns, generalist attractor patterns work excellent. So, but it's always nice to know what trout are feeding. And so I'm going to see if I can get some golden stoneflies. Got one. This is the golden stonefly nymph. This is a small one. It's not very big, but golden stoneflies go through incomplete metamorphosis, meaning it goes from a nymph to a adult stonefly, meaning they're terrestrial. So this will hatch out. They crawl out of the water to hatch, or they'll hatch on rocks in the river, and then they'll fly and become adults. So trout will eat on both types. I think they're very interesting, very prehistoric. But I'm gonna see if I can get a bigger one. This is just a little golden stonefly. But we're gonna go ahead and put it in the petri dish. So I'm gonna go ahead right now and talk to you about what we found. So these are caddis. This is a caddis. It's a case caddis. It builds this with stones and substrate. Creates a little home for itself, a case. So the caddis is inside it. What happens is eventually the caddis larva will outgrow it, and then it'll move on to another, it'll build another case, and then ultimately what it'll do is it'll pupate. It'll become a pupa, just like a caterpillar, and it will rise up to the water, to the surface, and hatch into an adult caddisfly and fly away. Anyways, we've got a worm, aquatic worm. We've got a Rhizophila. This is a green rockworm. This is a green rockworm. They're free living. They don't make cases at all. They just hang on to the substrate and rocks. And this one's curled up. But they're bright green, and you'll see lots of larva patterns that imitate. They try to eat tons of them. This is a golden stonefly. It's smaller. Here's a Rhizophila. A hydrocyc caddis. They make a silk casing right here. This is a worm, aquatic worm. And then we have a, there's a little clinger mayfly, and you see how it's so aerodynamic that it literally just clings on the fastest water, and the water shoots right over it. We have some smaller, here's a smaller little golden stonefly. Here is a mayfly crawler. There's a case caddis that they build their own cases for. Like I mentioned, they build it to the substrate. Here's another case caddis from the same river, and they just use pebbles and other substrate, and then they eventually grow out of it and build another one until they pupate. So these are other case caddis samples. Here's a worm, a small stonefly, and so this is just a quick sample that we got, but just gives you an idea of what the trout eat, you know. But these stoneflies get quite large. This is a little one. I mean, they get pretty big. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this brief little seminar, and I do give these aquatic entomology lessons on the stream. It's really fun for kids too, because what they can get is collect all these insects that the trout eat, and I give everybody a vial with a solution in it to preserve the insects. And they can take it the next day to their class and show their teacher and the kids. It's really fun. So anyways, it's just a nice little learning lesson. And oh, look, the caddis. Take a look. The caddis is coming out of the case. You see him? You can see him. Okay.